and it boils it down to 2 cards. It eliminates 50 cards. Even if I have 2 face values attached to each place, it eliminates 50 cards in an instant. Hey everybody, 52 for you here. My hair's a mess, I'm wearing a hat. There's a frame next to me, no picture in it. Don't worry about that. I'm going to take a second here to explain positioning and orientation. So this door right here, we're going to put an imaginary line. I'm going to put one in the video. So there's a square. You can see a square above this. And that square represents any of the locations, the 17 locations in your mind palace. So most of the rooms in your mind palace, if you choose your house, are going to be living room, dining room, that sort of thing. Most of them are going to be squares or rectangles. Or even if it's in your apartment and you choose desks and tables, they're going to be square or rectangles. What is a square but a short rectangle? This is going to do, okay? So this square represents any of your 17 locations from your mind palace. And right now I'm going to explain positioning and orientation. So let's say I shuffle this up, like I do. And I flip this over, okay? First set of cards, here we go, bang. 4 of spades, 8 of hearts, 6 of diamonds. So flip knocks on a sack. Positioning is when I look at the face value. I look at that 4. Here's how my positioning works. If it's a 2, no matter where I am in the house, no matter if I'm outside the house, inside the house, no matter where I am in my mind palace, if it's a 2, as the person, right now I got a 4. If it's a 2, as the person, then the image is made in the bottom left corner. If it's the 3, it goes here. If it's a 4 like this one, this image I'm making right now is going to be here. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, Jack, Queen, King, Ace. That's what I did. What I would recommend doing, thinking about it after, thinking about it after, I would do this. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I didn't use this space. If you look at a Rubik's Cube, it's 3 by 3 with the squares, right? I didn't use this space because I imagined myself standing here. This is my vantage point. When I'm at the driveway, I picture myself at the bottom of the driveway looking at the image. In my bedroom, I'm at the bottom middle looking out at the looking into my bedroom. So I should have put myself just behind it, and I could have used this space because that's going to make for more spaces that have 1 card, which is very helpful, because then when you think back, this is why positioning is good. When you think back, and I think to myself, oh, it's a top middle, it can only be one of the 4 5s, because that's my only spot right now that is home to 1 face value. If you were to use these 2 spots, I could drag my 9 down to the middle and my 10 to the very middle. And that would make for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 locations where only 1 face value is attached. So if I remember it's in the middle, I go, I don't know what the image is, but it was in the middle. It's necessarily a 10. So right now for me, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, Jack, Queen, King, Ace. If I remember that it's the top left, this is flip knocking on a sack. And I'm going, what's going on? Someone was doing something up here in the driveway, and it jogs my memory. Orientation is looking at the spade, looking at the suit, sorry. The suit dictates orientation. So because it's a spade, I follow that arrow and I look away from me. So flip is knocking on a sack and I'm looking at his back if I'm right here. If he were a heart facing me, a 4 of heart, it would be the top left, and the heart, I would follow the point of the heart points down, right? And that image would be facing towards me like this. Like if it were like this, it'd be Laura flipping a sack. The image would be in the bottom right and it would be facing me. So then when I recall the deck, it was bottom right and it was facing me. For me, it's either an 8 or an ace. And it boils it down to 2 cards. It eliminates 50 cards. Even if I have 2 face values attached to each place, it eliminates 50 cards in an instant, just by remembering where it is and which way it was facing. This is also going to help with memory when my first 2 locations are my driveway and my front lawn. So let's say I have an imaginary square over here being my front lawn, this being my driveway. Let's say I have this. Laura flips a sack, and just for fun, I have flip sacks a door over here. So Laura flips a sack down here facing this way, and flip sacks a door, as these cards are now, would be in the top left of my front lawn. And when I'm remembering the deck, I'm drawing an imaginary line in my head from here all the way over there. Or at least I have a feeling inside. It's very far, but you want to get physical with it. You want to spacing is important. That's what this is about. Positioning and orientation is all about spacing. So you're making sort of a spider web that connects. And then I would go to my staircase leading into the house, and that line would continue wherever the next card ended up being, right? My square is sort of saddles these two. This is driveway, front lawn. My next square, the stairs leading into the house, sort of straddle those two squares. And that line is going to go, which, yeah, it helps when you're drawing that web. So last thing I'll say is, let's say this was let's say this rather, was a 2. So this is Tony, as in Tony Stark eats goo. Tony being the two of spades, it's going to be here as a 2, and as a spades, it's going to be facing away from me. And then my next set, let's switch, actually, let's say my next set was Laura again, sacking a bush. So my driveway square is over here, my 8s go down there. So my first and second image would almost be in the exact same spot. They'd be about a foot away from each other. One's on the grass, one's on the driveway, but they're almost touching. So I remember those first 2 sets are almost touching, which means we're either going to have a 2 and a jack for the first one, and an 8 or an ace for the second one. And hopefully I can remember which way they're facing. And essentially this almost makes people obsolete. Almost. You could put yourself into the cards. You could say, I eat goo, and just remember you're here doing it. And you could say, I sack bush, just remember that you're here doing it. The only issue is when you have, like I do, I have 2s and jacks here. An idea that I've thought about is, if it's a jack, put the image floating maybe 6 feet off the ground in your driveway. Make that person, or if it's yourself, you could be all 52 people if you can remember your positioning and orientation. Maybe you have to get creative with it, but for me, the thing that I've thought about doing, I don't do this, but I could, I've tried it, but anyway, I could put myself floating 6 feet above the driveway if I'm that face value card. And that's that would be, if I put 9s and 10 here's, I think that might work, because there'd be here, 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 and here with 1 face value attached. It'd just be those corners. It'd just be the jack, queen, king, and ace as your floating cards. Or if you want to do them upside down, something like that. But that's positioning and orientation. That's what I use. Those webs help a lot. Knowing that those two, the 2 and the 8, are going to be next to each other, or going from the 8 all the way to the 4. Drawing those webs helps. Positioning helps. Orientation helps. Guys, I've got my 1,000 video series. The YouTube shorts, they're all going to have a unique lesson. I'm going to go over some of these sorts of things. Basically everything I just said, maybe not so much with the floating people, but it's going to be a new lesson every day. It starts, I believe, December 8th. I'm very excited. I've got almost 200 episodes in the bank, because I know I'm going to be busy this next little while. So 200 episodes in the bank. They get better and better. Yeah, looking forward to it. Looking forward to you guys being there. I hope this helps. I hope if you're a card expert, if you're a newbie getting into this and you're just starting to look into it, I hope this is interesting. It fascinates me, and it's been very helpful. Check out my times. Check out my vids. 52 for you. See you around.